Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday, July the 8th. I hope everyone had a safe 4th of July weekend. We're here today to talk a little bit more about funeral service. How's everybody doing? If you want to leave a comment, I'll be checking the chat. Again, as we go through this presentation of technology, I want you to chime in. I want you to comment. If you're not checking out the live and you check it out in the rebroadcast, leave a comment, leave a question. Of course, you know I'm going to answer it. That's my job. We want to educate. Perspective, the podcast. Again, this is episode 5. We're here to teach about funeral service and to give insight on how we do what we do, why we do what we do. And today we're going to teach you about some cutting edge technology, some things that we do here a little differently to just take the grief away, because we really know planning a funeral can be very overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. In this episode, we will unveil some cutting edge online technologies that we use to streamline funeral planning, document signing, payment processes, and also we follow up with some aftercare services through our online platforms. So today, we want to show you some different things, some things to take some stress away from you, because technology is used by every industry now. Funeral service has been slow to change as some other industries, but right now we want to take it full speed ahead, show you that we have a few things that can make your life a bit easier. Going to a funeral home, we realize, can be like going to the dentist for a root canal. No one wants to go to the funeral home. Nothing good happens there from your perspective as your loved one is passed, and we understand that. So as we go through the day, we're going to show you some things that make it a bit easier for you, take the edge off a little bit. But as you know, I'm going to start off with a few videos about funeral service around the country, around the world. We're going to see some things that happen. Am I in agreement with them? Sometimes. Do I cast judgment? No, not at all. Everybody celebrates their loved ones the way they would like to. So as we come on in here today and we start this episode, but remember, technology is our main lesson today. The things I show you in the intro really are not to be talked about today. That's not the planned topic, but just something I want to show you, just to show you some different things that happen. All right, let's get started. I think the sister is falling to the ground. She was on her knees almost.
Do y'all see this? Do you see? Bobby Ann knows she don't supposed to be carrying out down there like that. Y'all need to click that link in their bio, go get Bobby Ann one of these books. Bobby Ann knows she ain't did nothing for Big Mama and down there carrying out like that. That's ridiculous.
Ooh. And the family member talking about, she knows she didn't do nothing to care about Big Mama like that. She just down there showing out. Well, from the funeral home perspective, we don't know how you loved your loved one or how you cared about them. So when we experience things like that, we don't spread no opinion. Now, the taking of the pictures, that's something different, because most times we will not allow general public to take pictures of the deceased unless the family has given us permission. We have to realize that's not our loved one. It's another family. So please don't just come pulling out your camera wanting to take a picture. Just something we can talk about. But yeah, that happens a lot. People do get overwhelmed and emotional and tend to fall out at the casket. Funeral homes are prepared for it. Let's take a look here. I have no comment. Have I experienced? Yeah, something similar. Not to physically have the blunt in the deceased mouth, but yeah, that's a way people now are celebrating their loved ones. Again, I have no opinion is it wrong or right. If that's what your family wants to do, I have no problem satisfying that as long as it's legal to the law. I will not go to jail for you or no other funeral home, I don't think either. But these are some things that we go through every day. Let's go to the third one, then we'll go to our presentation.
He dead? Oh, good God. He dead. I'm dead. You ain't know you were dead either.
And boom, you heard the family before the funeral director released the deceased dove. They saw that the dove was not moving. Now, do I have an opinion on that? Yes, I do. Things do happen. The funeral professional cannot be responsible for the dove passing. But what he did not have to do is release it. I would have explained to the family because they already saw what is the significance of releasing a dove that is deceased that you're going to throw up in the air and it's going to drop to the ground like a brick. Does that make any sense? Not to me. If somebody wants to chime in, tell me about it. But to me, it makes no sense. Okay, now we're going to get to a little bit of this online technology. Life has changed, the world has changed, and funeral service must change with it. From our website, we offer all of the latest functions that almost anyone could use to learn anything and even make complete funeral arrangements. We get a lot of phone calls now and every day, people wanting to know prices, what do you offer, things like that. Our website, mefisherfuneralhome.com. Feel free to go there at your convenience. You can go there right now with me to follow along if you'd like to. If looking for a service, one of the easiest places to navigate is to our services and packages page. From here, we offer burial packages, as well as our cremation packages. We have an immediate need form and our general price list, which is required by law. I'm just going to open it up momentarily because Federal Trade Commission, as of 1984, required that every funeral home have a general price list. A lot of us still don't want to give them out and show people what our prices are. We want to hide things. I don't know why. Here at M.E. Fisher Funeral Home, we're about 100% transparency. The price is what it is, 7 days of the week, and we're going to go by the price list. You're not going to call us and we give you a low ball range to get you in the door. Then once you get here, we raise the prices. That happens quite a few times in funeral service. We kind of call it bait and switch. Get you in the door, then upsell you. We don't believe in that here. We're going to be honest with you from the beginning, and we are not going to change no matter what. If you check out our general price list, just scroll down. You'll see the different offerings. This is how the Federal Trade Commission wants us to have it laid out, so that you can see exactly what you're getting and what that price is. And I'm just scrolling down my general price list, and I'm the type of person, man, my competitor can look, I don't care. We're two different entities. The law says if you walk into a funeral home during normal business hours, they are to give you a copy of their general price list in your hand. Yes, in your hand that day. If you call during normal business hours, the law says that we must tell you the prices from our general price list directly on the telephone. And I have pretty much just scrolled down my entire GPL for anyone that cares and wants to see. Now, as you look at that GPL, you would not know what makes a package. Now, and I'm going to keep it real how business entities work. The restaurant industry kind of changed the game in the 80s. If you notice, when you drive up, each package has a number, and the person knows what comes with it, which burger, fry, whatever, drink, whatever, but it's all inclusive in that package. We've chosen to do our services similar. Of course, we have a general price list, but we also offer packages where when you see one price, it's inclusive of everything that comes with that service. So let's take a quick look first at our burial packages. And again, I don't mind showing my prices online. These are our burial packages, and as you see the package, it includes with standard funeral service with burial. It tells you how many hours of viewing. It also gives you a basic register book, death certificate, casket, things like that. Ah, Tony, thank you for coming online with me today. Miss Tony Tynes, your family has been a supporter of mine since day one, and we've been here 20 years. I got to give a shout out to you. You were even a part of my team back when I started to help me get where I am today. But as this is her opinion, we're the most honest funeral home and entire staff is caring. We show empathy to the family. These are the things we try to do every day that we come to work. We want to show you that we care and we are honest. We're not going to lie to you. We're not going to try to upsell you. So as you can see the different packages here, everything is laid out as to what you're getting when you select it. So you don't have to question, will we get this, will we get that? We do have some additional charges to our packages as well. We charge a small Saturday and Sunday and holiday fee. If you want additional limousines to your package, we can add as many as you'd like. If doing international shipping, and where that'll be our next episode, how do we ship a remains across country and across the world? But those are small upcharges, things that you will get when you select one of our packages. Now, those of our burial. I'm going to now take you so you can see the cremation packages that we offer as well. These are our cremation packages, and I'm going to explain some things about cremation to you. There are different service options when it comes to picking cremation. We can do a direct cremation with no type of service, no viewing, nothing like that. We just pick the remains up, process paperwork, have a medical examiner viewing, and we have a cremation done. We also offer cremation with private viewings, and these are viewings where the remains has not been embalmed, and we have a limited number of family members coming in at one time to view the remains. Because it is not embalmed, we cannot have a chapel full of people. We cannot have a 2-3 hour service. But it's just a small private viewing for the family, almost like an identification viewing, just to verify it is who we say that it is when the medical examiner comes to view. Many times we do a photo ID. If a family does not want to have a private ID viewing, we will take a photograph of the deceased that they will sign, verifying that it is their loved one, and from that identification we have the cremation done. We can have cremations with memorial services where the cremains are present. Let me explain this detail. The difference between a funeral service and a memorial service. A funeral service, the body is present for the ceremony, while with a memorial service the remains is not present, meaning the cremains are there, but the body has already been cremated. We also offer options where we can have a complete funeral, then versus going to a cemetery, the cremation is done. And to be honest, that type of service is really taking off, and a lot of people are going in that direction nowadays. A funeral followed by cremation. And if you look at the bottom of our page here, again, it shows you what would come with that. Standard services with embalming and viewing, because anytime we have a body laid on the floor for public viewing or remains, the law says that we must embalm. Embalming is another topic we'll get into one day, but we embalm basically for three distinct reasons: disinfection, preservation, and to create a lifelike appearance. The first thing we have to do is disinfect that remains of all bacteria, and without preservation, we can't promise a funeral a week or so later if that body is not embalmed. So as we go through our packages, you can see right here the different types that we have: cremation with private viewings, where the remains is even dressed and placed into a rental casket; our bronze cremation services; our funerals, followed by cremations. And all of these prices can be seen directly on our website. Call us. We don't mind talking to you. We will explain everything that we offer. Now, here's a part of our site I'm going to take you to now that a lot of funeral homes don't offer. During COVID, it made us really change how we do things, and part of that is how to simplify so it can be less stressful for the consumer. So we have a platform where you can make a complete arrangement right online, and I'm going to walk you through it now. If you come up here to our online arrangements from the top of our website that I'm circling, it brings you here, and just click Start the Process. The first thing it wants to know: when will you require services? Immediately, meaning your loved one has already passed away; soon, you're preparing for end-of-life needs within 6 months; or in the future, where you could be pre-planning for yourself down the road. But I'm going to go with immediately, and we're going to click Continue, just to show you how this process works. Right now, we're actually making an arrangement online. It's going to ask you, what type of service would you like? It defaults to cremation. I'm going to click that one to show you how easy this is. And a lot of families we're serving now go this route because they just don't want to come to the building. To be honest, who wants to come to the funeral home? It's one of the worst moments in your life. You don't know what to expect. It's really a strange territory. So if you could do some of this from home, with your loved ones, with your family, in the comfort, I think it'll make it a lot easier. And that's what people are telling me every day when they use this. Mr. Fisher, I really love the simplicity of it. I didn't even have to come in. And when doing the burial side, I'll let you know how we work it as well. And you wouldn't even have to come in unless you wanted to. Let's say you were selecting cremation. And here you see the packages. Just click the arrow. All of them are laid out with all of the components. So let's just say we want our basic direct cremation ceremony. We're going to click on that. As we scroll down, these are the different types of alternative containers that we can have your loved one cremated in. The law requires that the remains be placed in some type of alternative container to be cremated, or cremation container. We can just not take the remains on a gurney or a stretcher and drop it off. Now here, this is the minimum cremation container that we offer. So if this is what you would want, you would just click this button. Now it will take you over to the different types of urns that you may want. And we're not trying to upsell you with anything. We're just showing you the options that you have. There are thousands of urns, so we don't have them all online, but we have a nice selection. If you don't want to purchase one, temporary container. As you can see, it has a 0 price. Select it. If burying your cremains in a cemetery, many times the cemetery will require a vault of some type. So we offer vaults. Urn vaults. If you don't want an urn vault, just click right here. takes you to even a few other items that you may want that you hadn't thought about. We do DVD tributes. We have keepsakes for your cremains. Some people like to place them in jewelry versus an urn. But as you see, we have multiple different types that you can place an order right on the computer. If you choose not to select anything, just go to continue. Now that we get into some information that we want to know about your loved one. So, as you see, what is the full legal name of your loved one? Let's say John Doe. Let's make him senior. We click continue. What is my legal name? Well, you all know my name, Mark Fisher. We'll click continue. What is my relationship to the deceased? Let's say I'm the adult son. Now, is your loved one currently in our care? There are times when the family may call us to make the removal. We've already done that. And by the time we get back to the funeral home, they've already logged right into this system and given us this information. So only you would know this. And most of the time it'll probably be no, my loved one needs to be taken into our care, meaning that your loved one is still at the hospital, nursing home, or facility of passing. So I'm going to click that right here. Please enter the location we'll need to come take your loved one into our care. So let's say it's a hospital. And locally, let's say Riverside Regional. And as you see, it came up right here because it's linked directly to Google Maps. And it pre-populates the location, address of your loved one. This is also the location where my loved one passed. We need to know this because on the death certificate, the place of passing is one of the important things we have to put. After we get that information, we go next. No, I do not want to save this. Does your loved one have an electrical device such as a pacemaker or a defibrillator? The reason this question is asked, when doing fire cremation, a pacemaker must be removed. Because a pacemaker holds a battery, it cannot be placed in that direct heat. The battery will explode. So on all cremation documents, we have a question, does the deceased have a pacemaker or electrical medical device? If they do, we click yes. If you're planning on a Saturday, Sunday, or weekend service, as you can see, it pre-populates that. If not, you would click no. If you want a private family viewing, it also asks that option. If you don't, you just click no. Does your loved one have an infectious disease? That we need to know. We don't charge anymore if they do, but we need to notify the crematorium for their safety and health as well. They need to know what they're working with. Here, we even ask how many copies of the certified death certificate that you'll be needing. In the state of Virginia, they're $12 a piece, and we can get as many copies as you want from our local health department. So let's say you want 6 copies of the death certificate. We click continue. How would you like to receive the cremated remains? You don't even have to come pick them up. We will take care of that for you. We will deliver them to you within a 15 to 20 mile radius, no additional fee. You can also come pick them up here from us, and we can ship them anywhere around the world. In the United States, this tends to cost around $100 to $175. We do put minimal insurance on the cremains as well in case they do get lost. So let's just say here, we'll click, you'll pick them up. And as you can see, what happens, it creates you an invoice. Everything, just as though you sat here with me, it creates it. And it's tied directly to my license number. So this is a legal form of us signing a contract. And as you can see, electronic records and signatures agreement are right with it. What we hope you do not do, don't pay us until we pick the remains up and we've contacted you so that we can verbally agree upon this contract as well. Some families will get to this point, then go ahead and want to make payment as well. And the way we have the system, it will not allow you. Until we talk, then we go in the backside and then we give the access that if you choose to pay online directly, you can do it like that. I think that's an easier way because legally, how can I take your money? And we haven't even picked the remains up yet. To me, that's kind of flaky, just being honest with you. Okay? I'm going to show you another part now. And I'm going to go through it a little bit quicker. We're going to do the burial side this time. Okay, burial. And let's just pick, it doesn't matter, silver package. As you can see, it defaults to one casket. But as you click it, you have options to pick others. Almost like ordering on Amazon. Once you've selected the casket that you want, you would go on to your concrete liners or your vaults. Now, we only have one cemetery locally that does not require an outer burial container, and that's Green Lawn. But if you're needing an outer burial container, as you see, we have them right here. You can select. If you do not choose to select one because you've already purchased it at your cemetery, that's fine as well. We have DVDs, we have keepsakes, cap panels, memorial pillows, tribute blankets that we do. If you'd like that, they can be added right there. Then we come right on over to continue. And again, now it will ask the information about your loved one just like it did at first. When doing a complete funeral online like this, and you have expressed to us you really don't want to come in, we'll come to you. We'll come to you to pick up the clothing, obits, whatever you need, we will come to you. The only time you'll need to come in is for the first viewing. Yeah, we try to make life a little bit easier for you out here nowadays because we realize you're going through a lot. Nobody wants to deal with death. And if we can make it easier, everybody orders from Amazon. I see Prime trucks riding by my building all day and half the evening. So if we can make funeral service a little bit easier, something similar online, why not do that? I think it's an easy way. I'm going to show you one more thing we do too to make your life a bit easier and all documents done online. And I'm going to end this live. We've been on here about 30 minutes. Don't want to waste your time. But when we process insurance, we do it online just as well. And this is the platform that we use where they'll want to know, is this a test assignment or not, yes or no. Whatever the funeral amount is, let's just say $2,500. As you can see, they want to know is our amount placed in it because they do charge us a 5% fee, which I tell families some charge 6%, but ours with a 5%, and we include it in. So I would say it is included. So the family's total bill will still be $25, and the insurance company has taken their portion out of it for processing or factoring the policy. We need the legal name of your deceased, date of birth, date of death, manner of death, whether it was natural, homicide, accident, suicide, or pending, with a social security number. We're going to need to know the insurance company name, and I'm just going to scroll through here to let you see a few of the different companies. And the last I counted, there were over 250 companies in this database with the company that we work with to process our insurance. So you can just imagine, there's no way we can know what your insurance is when it's that many companies out here. And then we have to know the policy numbers. Another thing we must always know is who the beneficiaries are: their name, address, phone number, email, social, with the date of birth, and relationship. Once we get that information into the system, we then click right here where it says request funding. Once we go through request funding, it creates an irrevocable assignment and power of attorney, which allows us to speak to your insurance company on your behalf only for that amount of money on the contract. Meaning, you may come to me with a policy with a face amount of $100,000. You're selecting a service for, say, $3,500. I don't need to know about that remaining money that you're about to get back in your pocket. That's your business. So we will take the assignment only on the contract funeral amount, no more, no less. That way you get your funds directly back to you as we get ours straight here to us. And that makes it a very smooth and easy process. And normally it can be done directly through email. I mean, the documents are generated through DocuSign. We send them, they're signed, and it can be that smooth and easy. Directly on the computer. You don't even have to leave your home. Yeah, it can be that easy. We wrote this out, as I told you, during COVID. We have families that love it. They're like, Mr. Fisher, I can't believe we got this done so simply. Didn't even have to walk into your office. Well, Emmy Fisher Funeral Home wants to make life easy for you like that. Um, I love technology. My team loves technology. It makes us more efficient. We can get things done a lot quicker. And at the end of the day, we're here to serve you and to give you our best in the most efficient way. Again, this is Mark Fisher, Emmy Fisher Funeral Home. Thank you for another 30 minutes of your time as we've gone through episode 5. Check me out next week. We're going to talk about some national and international shipping of human remains. How do we get grandma from here to Zimbabwe? Well, it's not hard if you know what you're doing. Thank you so much. Tony, thank you for chiming in on the live today. We're here to help you every day of the week. We love you. Be safe. Have a great week. Have a safe summer. Hey, it's hot out here. It is hot. Be careful. Stay hydrated. Peace. Gone.